I don't know where this guy is, so I'm gonna look it up. So he's inside the royal palace. I don't know which building that is. Okay, so it's this building here.
The depravity of Daedric worship is running rampant through our land. Look around! Anyone gathered here could truly be a Daedric loving fiend.
Hello? Okay, that was fucking weird. What the fuck? Y'all are making me so fucking paranoid. Stop. Rigert? I'm so glad you're not dead because I thought you really were.
How can Rigert negotiate
Oh
peace
my
if
God.
stupid high elves won't talk to him?
Okay. That scared the fucking shit out of me because it was really, really loud. Okay, let me... I need to turn the volume down a little bit in my headphones. Okay, maybe that'll work better. And let me...
Most excellent to be seeing you again, my bestest friend. It is me, Rigert. The Ebonheart Pact sent me to extend a branch of peace to snooty, rude, and very tall high elf peoples. Unfortunately, my mission has ended before it has even begun.
Thank you, Penguin, for 12 months of subscribing. That's a long ass fucking time.
The glorious pact sent Rigert to bargain with Queen Irene, to use my considerable charms to woo high elves to talk of peace and an end to the Three Banners War. I even brought gifts to bestow upon the pretty queen. But Rigert has failed. Again. These tall, skinny elves, they have so many rules. Did you know Queen Irene isn't even on Summerset? And to get an audience with her proxy queen requires some sort of proper introduction. Vindilween won't let me set foot in the palace without one. You would help Rigert? That makes my heart dance like young ones at a Mara's Day ball. Speak to Courtier Vindilwyn and find out how we get one of these proper High Elf introductions. Remember, I brought gifts. That's sure to open a few doors. Rigert is the bestest ambassador in all of Skyrim. Sometimes I think the Nord cultural exchange was created just to take advantage of my talents and inaptitudes. I think that was the word the Thane used. Anyway, Rigert has come to end the war.
Hey, Milk. Yeah, I'm alive.
The Three Banners War. Terrible business. I was drinking at the Skald King's court when I mentioned how silly it was to fight over an empty throne. Next morning, they put me on a boat and sent me here. Rigert always gets the most important missions. If we can get an audience with her, or her proxy queen, I will certainly try. An ongoing war with no end in sight can't be good for either side. Plus, Rigert can be very persuasive, especially when I bring gifts. Oh, such treasures I brought. Gifts that any Nord would kill for, and many have. I brought wonderments from the vaults of Windhelm, a depressing stuffed goat, Gibella's bosom knight favor, and essence of mammoth.
Ew.
An excellent treasure. This was King Yoren's prized pet Badir, known for her bravery. She once faced down a horde of rampaging orcs. The Skald King stuffed and mounted her for display, but found it too depressing to keep on the mantle. Something every virile man and woman can appreciate. This bust of Dibella, god of beauty and erotic instruction, holds a place of honor in many Nord bedchambers. Its presence makes nightly activities more invigorating. Iron will love it.
How are you, Milk? These gifts are really inappropriate.
Oh, this one is popular with maidens and matrons who can afford it. The alchemists of Windhelm crafted this expensive fragrance for use on special occasions. Who wouldn't want to smell like wet mammoth on a warm spring day, eh? Rigert is the bestest ambassador in all of Skyrim. What's to tell? Vindilwyn's a self-important royal lackey who thinks her armpits smell like fresh linen. If the snooty High Elves have ministers of culture, then Vindilwyn is definitely their king. Go talk to her and see for yourself.
Did I see you with that Nord? You really need to reconsider the company you keep.
I don't see how you could have possibly seen us together because you weren't even outside and this place has no fucking windows. Also, your dress is really ugly.
An audience with the proxy queen for a nod? Well, an introduction requires certain documents. A recommendation from the appropriate sapiarch, for example, as well as an audit from the divine prosecution. And perhaps a small favor for me.
Penguin, you're such a nerd.
A crude yet accurate analogy. Get Sapiarch Tandeman to provide a recommendation, and Justiciar Rolamdel to give Riggett a legal writ validating his credentials. Then, as a favor to me, acquire a pair of tickets to Thespian Enigma's next performance. More. You newcomers just seem to want and want and want. Very well. Which of these very necessary items would you like to ask about?
Sure it is.
Tandenman is the sapiarch of foreign observations. He's Somerset's leading expert on the cultures that aren't Altmer. He's excited about the Queen's decree, as he finally gets to meet outsiders face to face. You can find him here in Alinor. You'll have to ask the sapiarch. Perform a favor of some sort, I suppose. Nothing too outrageous. Probably he'll want some help interviewing the mass of newcomers flocking to our shores. Now, if there's nothing else... Rolamdel serves as an officer of the divine prosecution, enforcing both secular and religious law. He'll provide a legal writ that confirms Riggett's diplomatic credentials. For a small favor, of course. You can find him in Lilandril. Favors are the currency of power here in Somerset. But don't concern yourself too much about it. Rolamdel will probably just want help with some minor legal matter or another. Nothing that you and the Nord won't be able to handle. Ah, the beautiful and mysterious Enigma. I am a true admirer of her work. The Thespian might be the House of Revelry's best. I certainly think so. And so do a lot of others, based on the scarcity of tickets. I expect you can find her in Relanthiel. That's for you to solve. If Riggett actually wants to see the proxy queen, that is. Dealing with Enigma shouldn't be much different from dealing with the others. She is a high elf, after all. Favors go a long way, even at the House of Reveries.
Okay. I know I'm not talking a whole bunch, but honestly, like, my energy's been pretty low, so... God, that took forever. Or it felt like it took forever.
I hope you aren't here about anything important. My schedule is completely full. I couldn't possibly squeeze you in before the mid-year Mud Crab Festival. A recommendation? I'll have you know that I don't just throw those together in a slapdash fashion. A recommendation must be researched and carefully considered. I can't be too cautious when it comes to endorsing new arrivals. Vindilween? Why didn't you say so? If you can acquire items of cultural significance from the newcomers, say something from a Khajiit, a Breton, and an Argonian, I might be persuaded to write a recommendation for Ambassador Riggert. As a matter of fact, I do. The Khajiit's name is Urjara. Exotic, don't you think? Henri Ondare is the Breton, and the Argonian calls herself Grayscale. Bring me something that belongs to them and reflects their cultures, and then we can talk.
Okay.
I understand we've you to thank for uncovering the spy in Woodhall.
Not now, friend. I haven't been able to secure work in this city, and I fear instead of opportunity, this land of high elves holds nothing but disappointment for newcomers such as me. How are you now? Well, I'm trying to find a job. Looks like we're both going to be disappointed. On the other hand, I do have this turtle clasp, crafted in the Breton style. I might be persuaded to give it to you, for the right price. It will indeed. Now, where did I put that? Oh, here it is. Take it and use it in good health, my friend. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
The Office of Divine Prosecution requires strong-minded assistance.
I'm not sure what I expected when I decided to journey to Summerset, but it sure wasn't this. No rest for the weary, and always more work to do. Forgive my lack of manners. Is there something you need? Really? Well, I didn't bring much with me, just my recipes. In fact, I just made a bowl of ojisaka for Races the Moons. He hasn't tasted it since he left Murkmire. Mentioned he had a craving. I was about to take it to him in that sack. Give you Races ojisaka? I'm not sure. Threats now? This place gets worse as the days go by. Very well, take it. I just hope I prepared it correctly.
Well, that kind of made me feel like shit. Anyway.
Again and again and again.
Does this one regret leaving elsewhere and making the journey to Somerset? No, for Joan and Jode watch over me and bless me with health and good fortune. How can Ordra help you, friend? This one brought a few heirlooms with her, whatever could be stuffed in my carry sack. Ordra has a Khajiit navigation stone, for example. Lets me find my way even in this strange land. I couldn't part with it, though. It has sentimental value. The Sapiarch! Why didn't you say it was for the Sapiarch? Of course, Ordra will let you have this beautiful Khajiit item of cultural significance, as long as it's for the Sapiarch. Please let him know that this one was happy to comply.
Courtier Vindilwyn was kind enough to tell me who she sent you to perform favors for. I've been sitting here drinking and having a most pleasant conversation with Sapiarch Tandemin. Were you able to acquire the items of cultural significance he requested? You did? That is most excellent, my good friend. But Rigert has an even better idea. We should also give the Sapiarch one of my gifts. Nothing says culture like a Nord keepsake. But which one do you think he would like best? Interesting. The Night Favor depicts a beloved Nord god. It is solid and will last forever. And it might help the Sapiarch if he ever finds a sweet onion. And by sweet onion, Rigert means a lover. A perfect choice. Friend Sapiarch, here are the cultural items you asked for, along with a gift from Rigert. A Nord Night Favor.
That's everything I wanted. Plus an arousing example of Nord erotica. Thank you. Here is the official letter of recommendation you requested. I appreciate your help in acquiring cultural mementos from the newcomers. I hope my letter of recommendation provides Ambassador Rigert with the opportunity to meet the Proxy Queen. She really is an interesting woman. Tell the Ambassador to be on his best behavior. The Proxy Queen is a stickler for etiquette and protocol. Thanks again for these items. Each reflects the culture that created it. And the Nord gift, I suppose I'll find a use for that eventually.
Milk drinker! Milk drinker! Is that really a Nord insult? How benign. And what do you want? Can't you see I'm trying to rehearse? I always have trouble with the accents of the lesser races.
Are you fucking kidding me? Why would anybody want to see her when she's fucking racist?
You need tickets, do you? Well, so does the Sapiarch of Shimmerine, the Navy's High Battle Reeve, and the Proxy Queen of Alinor. Do you know what I need?
I need to figure out how to play Hildegrom, Battle Maiden of Skyrim, before the curtain rises. Ambassador Riggert? I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Well, if he can help me find Hildegrom's voice and mannerisms, I'll happily give you 2 tickets to my next performance.
Courtier Vendilwyn told me who she sent you to talk to. And Riggert always wanted to meet a famous high elf thespian. Lady Enigma. Greetings and salutations from the Nord Cultural Exchange. Hildegrom? She's my favorite hero. I'm sure that one of my Nord gifts will inspire Enigma and help her find the voice of the Battle Maiden. But which one do you think will make her feel like a proper Nord? Essence of Mammoth, of course! Not only will it make Enigma smell like a proper Nord battle maiden, it will also make her irresistible to bull mammoths, snow bears, and half-drunk Nords. It's the perfect choice! Riggert has just the thing to make Enigma feel like a Nord. Essence of Mammoth.
What a powerful odor! It reminds me of mammoths charging across fields of ice and snow.
You smell like a proper Nord battle maiden now.
The stench! It makes me woozy, but also fills me with Nord bravado. How inspiring! Milk drinker! That's it! That's the voice! You've earned these tickets, Ambassador Riggert.
When you're a passenger on a ship that must travel an immense distance, your boredom increases with each passing day. In a way, this boredom has allowed me to process my thoughts, to try to understand the events that transpired. I said that right. And how I now find myself heading to Summerset. But what do I reflect on? Why, the circumstances that brought me to this point, of course. How my brother was taken from me, how my family and their damn honor were to blame. I avenged my brother, even though that meant taking the life of my father. My former master tried to help me. She spirited me out of Morrowind, put me on this ship to a distant foreign land. Even if she refused to listen to my arguments and pleas to stay, her intentions were good. At least, I keep telling myself that. She had to lie to so many people, her organization, her allies, and her loved ones, all to ensure that I got out of there safely. Can I really forget that she tried to kill me, though? That she tried to stop me from doing the very thing that I had to do, her and the other one, the one I thought was my friend. I'm still alive. I guess that's something. I know I did the right thing, and I'd kill my father again. It's this world, all the politics and pride, the pursuit of gold and power. It causes nothing but death, death, and more death. I'd do anything to put an end to it all. Well, Vey is back, and I guess she has fallen prey to a Daedric cult of some sort, and we're going to have to actually kill her this time. What? Oh, it's a cow! Moo moo cow. Anyway. I guess we'll just go straight for this place. There's a lot of fucking quests here.
Honestly, I think she plans to do something rash. She might even attack the guards. Ugh. Never. Ah, another newcomer. Delightful. What exactly can I do for you? What keen ears you have. You heard us discussing a private matter from way over there. Impressive. Perhaps you can put that inquisitive nature to good use. A newcomer, much like you, is stirring up trouble here in Lilandril. A member of the Mages Guild murdered a Sapiarch, but now the murderer's friend is railing against the conviction, loudly. Talk some sense into her, would you? She might listen to another guest. You'll find her outside the Fighters Guild.
No, that... Finally, the courier. I expected you hours ago. You must acquire my materials at once. And don't think I'll compensate you for the rush, given you're the one who was late. Oh, well, I can hardly keep track of every face I hire. An artist's work is endless. I need colors. Rich, rare, vibrant. After all, this painting will be the masterpiece of my career. I simply cannot work with mediocre shades. Reagents, ingredients, naturally, of course. I require that you gather the supplies needed to make the vivid paint this masterwork requires. Just take this list. Oh, and this tea, of course. You'll need it to acquire the first item. Now hurry along. I really do need you to hurry along. Inspiration could strike me at any moment, and I simply must have the perfect colors when that time comes. Oh, of course, you're a fan. Well, I'm not surprised my popularity precedes me. I'm sure it's not every day that you meet an artist of my caliber. As long as it doesn't delay you for too long, you may ask me some questions. From what I gather, Summerset views its artists rather differently than the rest of Tamriel. It's one of the few ways to rise above your family's station and enter the world of the elite. This masterpiece shall be my final step. Oh, no, no. Being a renowned artist is a station all its own, and a highly respected one at that. From this generation forth, my descendants shall say my name with reverence. What more could one ask for? I'm known for my art, yes, but I need something to set me apart. A painting that shall hang for centuries, worshipped by those who gaze upon it. To do so, I need breathtaking, resplendent colors, vivid, powerful, emotional. Hamelin's dye produces the most gorgeous teal you'll ever see. The Yokudan tea I've given you should be a good enough trade. Brodron's bug carcasses create greys with flashes of silver. He's already received payment, so just tell him my name. The Aurealis. Oh, such a glowing orange it produces. Beautiful enough to bring tears to your eyes. The flowers are rare, but I happen to know a hilltop where they still grow. I've marked all the locations for you in the note.
Hard at work, Tindoria? How goes your finger painting?
Ah, very low. I see you deigned to step out of your florid abode. Come to see how a real artist creates.
I'd enlighten you with a response, but we both know my skill speaks for itself.
Why, you're certainly skilled at boasting. If only you had the artistic sense Auriel gave a mud harper, you might produce something of worth.
Your tongue remains as sharp as your wits. When I'm declared the royal court's newest artist, I'll be sure to send you an invitation to dinner.
What a kind offer, though I'm sure that won't be necessary. After all, we both know that I'll be the one to acquire that position.
I like that hair on dudes. It's nice. I dig it. Oh! Is he... Are you fucking kidding me? Oh! Well, shit. That's what I get. I'm crazy hungry.
Sometimes I wish the criminals and lawbreakers would take a holiday. Then the officers of the Divine Prosecution could catch up on our paperwork. Is there something you need, newcomer?
Nice eyeshadow.
A writ of authenticity for a Nord ambassador? That's a highly unusual request, considering that a newcomer is the one making it. The Divine Prosecution requires weeks, sometimes even months, to properly audit diplomatic credentials. Vindilwyn, she loves to engage in the commerce of favors. Very well. A cup and bowl were stolen from the Alinor Palace. Favorites of the Queen, I'm told. Recover these items, and I might be persuaded to issue Rigurt a writ of authenticity. Ideas? Plenty. Proof? Nothing that would hold up in a court of law. Not yet, anyway. But I'm more concerned with recovering the items. Stolen goods usually find their way to the pirates in Waston Coraldale. I'd start my search there if I were you.
Ugh.
Stay strong, Emil. I'll get you out of this.
Secure the prisoner in the Fighters Guild. Off you go.
Oh god, she's got that hair.
You're a member of the Mages Guild, aren't you? Please,
And she's got that
you
little
have to
girl
help
voice.
me. The Sapiarchs accused one of our compatriots, my best friend, of a murder he didn't commit. They won't even consider the possibility that he's innocent. Another Sapiarch named Haladon. Emil arrived at the gates of Lilandril, carrying Haladon's body, and confessed to the crime. But he seemed shocked, confused. I know Emil better than anyone. He's not capable of something like this. I swear it. He's a pacifist for Mara's sake. The Sapiarch's investigation was a joke. They just took Emil at his word and handed down the sentence. Of course, the local guild magister rolled over like she always does. Coward. Please, I need your help. The Sapiarchs say Emil confessed to murdering Haladon, but he'd never murder anyone. He loved Haladon. I don't know if he's confused or disoriented, but I do know he wouldn't do it. Please, talk to Emil. Convince him to recant his confession. Emil and I are both members of the Mages Guild chapter here in Lilandril, and students of the guild's chief diplomat, Kalawende. As for our relationship, Emil is my dearest friend. Has been since we were both in diapers. I don't know if he'll listen to anyone, but I don't have a choice. The Sapiarchs and Mages Guild consider the matter settled, and they've forbidden me from speaking to Emil further. No one has forbidden you to speak to him. You can still reach him. An order of high elf scholars and mages. They walk the halls of power here in Summerset, observing and advising. Of course, there's a thin line between advising and ruling by proxy. They're not over fond of us guild mages. They think we're reckless. To the Sapiarchs, stepping in puddles is reckless. Not folding your linens is reckless. By their standards, my 90-year-old grandmother is wild as a foal in springtime. No, the guild values new ideas, novel approaches, but it's far from reckless. He and Emil were very close. If you'd asked me before all this happened, I'd have wagered that one or the other was shopping for a ring of Mara. They had common interests, but more than that, they had common values. Gods, what a tragedy. Restoration magic, wards against disease and curses, that sort of thing. They'd been researching ways to prevent lycanthropy, vampirism, and other afflictions. You see, the Emil I know dedicated his life to healing people, not murdering them. Absolutely not. Emil's gentle as a lamb, and Haladon didn't have a conniving bone in his body. The tension between the guild and the Sapiarchs weighed on them a bit, but not so much that it would drive them apart. Like I said, Emil is innocent.
If you insist on involving yourself in some vain investigatory charade, I won't stop you. But tread carefully. The Sapiarchs have little tolerance for amateur detectives. Who are you? Hand of Auriel, what has Queen Irene wrought? I am Sorataril, Sapiarch Master of Psychocartography, the mapping of orbic thought forms and dream phenomena. I also find myself saddled with the role of cultural attaché. I interact with all manner of strange and uncultured individuals, but yes, I maintain relations between my order and the Mages Guild's new arrivals. A trying enterprise. Please, if only for my sake, keep your business here peaceable, all right?
I don't have anything to say to you or anyone else. Please, go. Yes. She's wrong. What? No, no. They already did an investigation. I murdered Haladon. It was me. Why are you inserting yourself into matters that don't concern you? I murdered a Sapiarch. I accept responsibility and my punishment. Go away. I don't want your help.
You there? Why are you interrogating Emil? I am Kalawende, Chief Diplomat of the Mages Guild. I apologize for my tone. This has been a trying time. The Sapiarchs consider this matter closed, you know. What are you doing exactly? Who sent you? Our interests may align. Vivine, look, I've uncovered something odd as well. The Sapiarchs have made it very difficult for me to intervene directly. Perhaps you can help. Emil met a shady merchant named Galador prior to the murder. That's very out of character for him. That's what I came here to find out. But it seems Emil doesn't want to talk. Galador has deep connections to Lilandril smugglers and thieves. If you learn what Emil purchased from Galador, we might gain some insight into Haladon's murder. Galador stores his business ledger in one of the inn's larger suites. Unfortunately, he placed a hex on the book, making it impossible to read without a passphrase. If you discover the passphrase, you should be able to learn what Emil purchased. My contacts tell me that Galador left the city on business. Goodness knows what time. No one will accost you while you investigate. Just be careful. It cannot become known the Mages Guild is investigating this matter after the Sapiarchs forbid it. She is tenacious. She often volunteers to help others. You won't find a more zealous advocate for the Mages Guild's goals and mission. In truth, I've never had a greater pupil, aside from Emil, of course. In my experience, people use talent as an excuse for idleness and lack of effort. Emil and Vivine both enjoy great natural ability, but Emil's focus on restoration magic indicates purer motives. He also works harder than anyone I know. Truthfully, I'd love to, but as a diplomat, I don't have that luxury. The Sapiarchs consider the matter settled, and officially our Mages Guild has accepted their ruling. I have a duty to preserve our relations with the Sapiarchs. It has exacerbated tensions that already exist. The Sapiarchs see this murder as evidence of our negligence. Members of the Guild resent it, so we're caught in something of a downward spiral. Yes, the guard who found Emil, Milleron. The Sapiarchs classified him as a Ryazen, a critical witness. Anyone with close ties to Emil is forbidden to speak with him, but not you. I'll find out where they've hidden Milleron. You look into Galador.
Three money. Two. Oh. Okay. So it's what, mischief for money? Yeah, mischief for money. Sheep's blood, alchemical syringes. He must have been afflicted with lycanthropy or something. And maybe they were injecting the blood to keep him from changing or something. And maybe he changed anyway on accident and accidentally killed him.
Psst, over here. I trust you were successful. My own inquiries were fruitful. I've learned where we must go next in this investigation. But wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Did you manage to break Galador's wards? What did you find? Honestly? What would Emil want with sheep's blood? And syringes? I'd suspect blood magic or chemical addiction if I didn't know Emil. Neither of those items are illegal. He must have bought them from Galador to keep the purchase a secret. I'll try to figure out what Emil wanted with these items. Meanwhile, I found the guard who arrested Emil, Millerant. I'm forbidden to speak to him, but you are not. The Sapiarchs moved Millerant to Lilandril's docks. Find out what he knows.
What is it?
Welcome to Lilandril. Just off the boat. Lots of sailors coming and going. Just don't forget to submit your shipping manifests to the harbor master. Unless there's something else you need. Sad business, that. I was at my post when I saw Emil with a body slung over his shoulder. Once he reached the gate, he slid Haladan's corpse onto the ground and collapsed. He just knelt there sobbing, saying, "I killed him over and over." He didn't seem mad, if that's what you're asking. But he wasn't lucid either. When it comes to murderers, I've met more than my fair share. So you can trust me when I say Emil's no murderer. He might have killed Haladan, but it wasn't on purpose. Look, you need to promise me you'll keep this to yourself. Saltbreeze Cave is just south of here. Well-worn entrance, wizard's tools scattered about. I tried to tell the Sapiarchs about it, but your answers are in that cave. Guaranteed.
This business with Emil was just too odd. Once the Sapiarchs convicted him, I had to find the truth of it. I took my coursing hound, Othelus, down to the gate and had him follow Holodon's blood trail. It led right to the mouth of that cave. No, Saltbreeze has a sour reputation. It used to be a popular haunt for the city youth to drink, sing, fornicate, that sort of thing. Then we lost a pair of lovebirds in a salamander attack. It's been abandoned ever since. At least we thought so. Of course they did. They'd already declared Emil guilty of the murder. Can't lose face over something like this. You got a confession, Milleron, just let it go. Humph. They're just anxious to be done with this whole affair. That's the other thing. Halidon looked like he'd been thrown off a cliff. Legs broken, blood leaking out of his ears, collapsed ribcage. You tell me how a wiry Breton could do that to someone. It doesn't make a whit of sense. Unless he could conjure up a stone club the size of an ox yoke, I just can't imagine it. I'll tell you to examine the body yourself, but the Sapiarchs already burned it. Convenient.
What do you want?
How good it feels to write to you again. I apologize for the long gaps in our correspondence. The Trade Ministry set an aggressive schedule when Queen Irene sent out her decree, leaving me little time for personal matters. I've spent most of the last month at sea. Now it comes to it. I must share some ill news with you. I recently found myself stranded on a remote island for a few days, the result of gross negligence on our navigator's part. Everyone who set foot on that cursed island, including me, contracted a horrifying illness. A fatal illness that turns the skin to stone and drives sufferers to lunacy. Even now I feel my joints stiffening, and my mind wanders constantly. I wish to see you one last time before this sickness claims my body and mind. Will you see me? I can reach Lilundril by month's end. I hope to hear from you soon. Most sincerely, Norrisy. My heart breaks at this dreadful news. You must come to Lilundril at once. The Sapiarchs have ample resources. I promise you we will cure this affliction no matter the cost. I've met someone. His name is Emil, and he possesses a rare gift when it comes to the arts of healing and restoration. Between the three of us, we will find a way to restore your good health, I swear it. Please hurry, and if anyone else suffers the same affliction, bring them too.
Who's there? Please don't hurt me. I mean you no harm.
You scared the shit out of me, Lee. At long last, my dear friend Norrisy arrived in Lilundril. Emil and I spirited her away at once. I hastily assembled a lab in the bowels of Saltbreeze Cave, away from prying eyes. I fear that if my fellow Sapiarchs see her condition, they will simply quarantine her until it's too late. She brought a friend with her, a wiry elf named Gerwardell. I fear that this woman may be too far gone. She paces constantly, often muttering to herself. Already dark, rigid splotches appear on her chest and arms. I will try to slow the disease's progress, but my first priority remains Norrisy. She was a friend to me when no one else was, and now I finally have the opportunity to return that kindness. I hope we're not too late. Emil and I brewed up a powerful antiseptic for Gerwardell's stone growths, but it's a Okay, hang on. Because I don't want to pronounce that word wrong, I'm going to look up how to pronounce it. I know what the word means, I just don't know how to pronounce it.
Palliative.
Palliative, okay. Got it. Okay, but it's a palliative measure at best. Her behavior grows more erratic with each passing day. Despite Norrisy's protests, we had to isolate her in one of our restraining chambers. None of our curatives seems to have any effect on Norrisy's symptoms. Emil and I work in concert day and night. Honestly, I don't know what I'd do without Emil. It's only his love and attention that makes the long nights and constant failures bearable. I thought we had it. Emil and I combined Nirnroot condensate with a number of lesser reagents to create a highly focused stone-shaping elixir. We thought that breaking up the keratis masses accumulating beneath the skin might halt the disease's progression. Instead, we seem to have simply broken the masses into smaller shards, encouraging a more rapid rate of spread. I'm at wit's end. We may be too late. Emil has an idea. I hesitate to commit it to paper. Our tests on the keratis growths indicated that they spread through vascular transmission. The disease converts elements of the blood into rigid grains that accumulate in the veins just beneath the skin, then calcify into larger and larger growths. It's the blood. The sickness is in the blood. Once we arrived at that critical insight, Emil suggested that he might have a solution. Vampirism. I was aghast at the idea, but I trust his models. Vampirism, as we understand it, drastically alters blood composition. Theoretically, this reconfiguration could make it impossible for the keratis growths to form. We wouldn't be able to restore Norse's eyesight, but we could very well halt the disease in its tracks. I must think on this. After long consideration, I've decided to proceed with Emil's plan. I appraised Morrissey of the details, and she agreed to go through with it. Now it's just a matter of reproducing the vampiric infection alchemically. The Sapiarchs would never approve of such a gambit, but I promised Norrissey we would cure her. Sometimes tradition must make way for frightening innovation. We successfully completed the procedure. Norrissey reacted predictably to the introduction of the vampiric affliction. As far as we can tell, our treatment was a success. We've seen no expansion of keratis growths, and her mental faculties seem totally restored. Good night, Pingy. Thanks for hanging out. I told Emil that we must administer the treatment to Gerwadel too. He seems very concerned about it, but I can't deny such a treatment to someone just because they are dangerous. I will give her the injection tonight. Magnus, help me. Okay, so they tried to turn Gerwadel too. And I guess when they did that, she completely flipped out and beat him to death. And then Emil just feels like it was his fault. Because clearly something busted out of here, and she was in there.
Emil? Is that you? Where is Halidon? Is he all right? Auriel, forgive me. Please listen carefully. Emil did not murder Halidon. I swear it. The two of them only sought to help me. I suffered from a mysterious affliction. Halidon and Emil infected me with vampirism to halt the disease's progress. Gods, no! I came here with my companion Gerwadel. By the time we arrived, her illness was terminal. Emil tried to administer the cure to her too, but she broke free and attacked Halidon. There was so much shouting. I thought maybe they escaped. Stone abominations. Vampiric alchemy. If the Sapiarchs found out that Halidon had a hand in this tragedy, they would strike his name from the histories. Emil would never let that happen. Read Halidon's notes, you'll see the truth of it. Absolutely. Halidon and Emil loved each other deeply. It was obvious from the moment I arrived. Emil would never let something he did jeopardize Halidon's reputation. Were their roles reversed, Halidon would do the same thing. Guaranteed. I don't think you understand the Sapiarchs. It wouldn't be a simple matter of not praying over Halidon's grave. They would expunge his memory entirely. Every discovery he made, every scholarly paper, everything. It would be like he never existed. Undoubtedly. The Sapiarchs would probably dispatch a few vampire hunters to find me. But don't worry about that. I'll find a way to take care of myself. I believe so. The fog is gone. The flop sweats and sleepless nights with dreams of blood and stone. But the cost was high. Too high. Poor Halidon. And now there's the hunger. Yes, I can feel it creeping up the back of my throat. That thirst. It was just a tickle at first. Now, who knows how far it will go? Emil brewed this form of the virus alchemically. Maybe this will pass and I won't need to feed it all. I can hope. Never. Enough people have suffered on my account. Anyway, how would I find them? The shale skin disease claimed my sight before Emil had the chance to administer the treatment. I will find a way to survive without harming others. You have my word. My new condition does have a few benefits. My senses are keener now than they've ever been. I can hear the flutter of a moth's wings and smell lichens in the next room. It's enough. It will have to be enough. They called it osteochondritic fever, a rare virus that hardens the skin like stone and oyster shell. And as if that weren't bad enough, it also drives you insane. Goadel had already succumbed to the madness when she attacked Haladon. We were part of a merchant fleet that got blown off course, wound up beached on an island full of slowed mischief. Something in the air there, or perhaps the water. All of us were infected. So far as I know, I'm the only one that survived. Truthfully, because he was the kindest, most generous mayor I've ever known. We were childhood friends, you see. When I wrote to him about my condition, he didn't even hesitate. He just bid me come to Lilandra, no questions asked. Emil will try to talk you out of revealing Haladon's plan to the Sapiarchs. He knows it would tarnish Haladon's legacy, and I know he wants to protect me. Don't listen. I can protect myself. Save Emil. That's what Haladon would want.
I want one of these.
You again? I told you, I don't want to talk about this. I'm guilty. What? No. No, you're mistaken. No, no, no. You can't believe her. She's lying. I attacked Haladon. I killed him. You're making this up. No one will believe it. No. Please, you must burn those notes. If the Sapiarchs learn what Haladon and I did, he'll be ruined. Disgraced. All his work will be for nothing. And Norasea... Mara, save me. Poor Norasea. They'll kill her. Please, you must keep this a secret.
Norasea. I like that name. Give me 1 second. Okay. After I finish this quest, I'm probably gonna wrap it up because honestly, I'm tired. It's almost 9 o'clock. I've been going for about an hour and a half. I don't have the endurance tonight to stream for much longer than this.
Poor Emil. He meant well. But these are shocking revelations. I never thought he'd be so reckless. Creating a potion to deliberately infect someone with vampirism? By the 8. If this gets out, the Sapiarchs may never trust us again. I care for Emil, but I have a whole guild to consider. We've brought many outsiders to Summerset, and our relations here are tenuous at best. Even if Emil didn't murder Haladon, creating a potion this hazardous is still grounds for exile. I spoke to Sapiarch Saratarel. If Emil makes a full confession, the Sapiarchs will let us handle the details of his imprisonment. I've arranged for Emil to return to Stormhaven. A familiar setting, sympathetic guards. It's the best I can do. No, but then there are many forms of freedom. Wouldn't you agree? Emil will have access to our vast library and ample opportunity to write and publish. He can still play a vital role in the advancement of the arcane arts. You have my word.
By Magnus, if what you say is true, Emil's innocent. You seem hesitant. Don't get bogged down in the details of his experiments. The important thing is that he didn't murder Haladon. You have to take this to the Sapiarchs. She's a vampire. I grew up in Shornhelm, and I know how dangerous they are. They drink people's blood for Mara's sake. Look, I pity Norasea, but we can't destroy Emil's life over one bad decision. Setting a vampire free is reckless. You know that. Haladon's dead, and if he truly loved Emil, he would gladly suffer humiliation to keep his beloved out of prison. You know that. As for the Guild endures. We'll be fine. Just do the right thing.
Okay, so Norasea wants me to do, which she says Haladon would have wanted. I'm gonna do what Norisea wants me to do and prove him innocent.
There's nothing to consider. Even if I didn't kill Haladon, the vampirism was my idea. He never would have agreed to it if I hadn't pushed him. Haladon meant more to me than you'll ever know. His memory is all I have left. Don't ruin it. Please.
Okay, I don't know. What I do know is that instead of doing this right now, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I don't know when I'll be back. I'll try to be back soon though. But hang on, I'll throw up a Discord link. And I'll see if anyone I'm following is alive. Nope. Okay, but yeah, I don't know. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.